What's up, y'all? This is Rom back at it with yet another smartphone couch video. Hey, yo, for real though, check out Meeting Women Within a Social Circle. That's my latest on-demand Vimeo on-demand Vimeo. Check that out on Vimeo. The link for it is in the description box. And you know how I do with my on-demand stuff. They're a little bit longer than my regular videos, even longer than my car videos. I'm laughing about that because you know how I do on my car videos. Sometimes they can be a little short, which a little short for me is 20 minutes, or a little longer, which could be up to 30 minutes. But whatever the case, my on-demand videos, that's when I get deep into stuff. That's when I got notes out and everything. And I'm talking about meeting a woman within a social circle. Because let's be real, the biggest thing out here is that men want to meet a woman. Let's just be real. Y'all on this channel for this reason. Don't try to pretend like you ain't. Shoot. Yeah, you might check out my Sovereign Saturday stuff, but let's be real. You even know about that because you checking out my Man Gets Woman thing. Y'all ain't checking out my D Thor channel, most of y'all, or my Money channel. And let's be real, that's a big thing out here. You got men complaining about they can't meet the woman and everything. Womans. Oh man, I'm gonna get a little ghetto with it. But yeah, so I did this video, this on-demand video, meeting women within a social circle. And it's not difficult, it's not hard, it's easy. In fact, people have talked about it, but I'm giving it to you from Rom's point of view on how to do it, how it's easy, how it's everything. Because, like I said, the big deal is men aren't meeting women out here. That's a big deal. You might, if guys are trying to figure out how to approach that woman and everything. I'm like, man, it's easy in a social circle. And, you know, I talk about what a social circle is, how you need to be involved with that and everything. And at the end of this particular video, I'll give you the trailer for that video. And like I said, you want to go to my on-demand stuff. And I got a lot of on-demand videos. Maybe I'll get into some of the stuff I have for some of my newer people later on. But I really get into it. I really talk about social circles. I define them, what you need to be doing, clues on how to win within particular social circles, and how easy it really is to meet a woman within a social circle. I talk about that. I ain't gonna give y'all really a clue right now, but that's very important because let's be real out here. Let's be real. You got government agencies, government officials talking about man meets woman out here. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing. And I know a lot of guys be talking about online and everything, but let's be real. You got more men online than women. You got to get out here in the streets. And the beauty of it is you don't really have to, if you follow what I'm saying, you follow what I talk about in the video, you don't really even have to do that much. You just doing what you do. You just doing what you do. And I get into that. And one of the things that's very important that I get into, that I talk about, is really just being who you are. See, the beauty of it is you don't have to change anything about who you are. You don't have to really change anything. You can be who you are. You don't have to be putting on a mask or anything. Wherever you hang out, wherever your social circle is, all you have to do is be yourself. And that's really a key part of it. I talk about that. I talk, you know, anybody who's picked up, purchased any of my on-demand videos, I dive right into it. I dive right into it. And it's right there. And there's probably a bunch of people who sub me anyway. They're probably already jumping on it. That's one thing. When you get to my Vimeo on demand, be sure to sub me. You can get a lot of stuff early. But I'm going to tell you what. Get this video. Get this video because, like I said, You wouldn't even be checking out this channel, checking out this very video if you're not interested in meeting women. In fact, I was told by an elder way back before I got on YouTube. Way back before I got on YouTube to do some like seminars on telling men on how to meet women easy. They were like, man, you gotta do it. Because that's important. Okay, fine. That's important. Fine, you want to do it. You want to get into it. Very important. Very, very, very important. And that's cool. And that's cool. And I'm telling you how to do it. You'll come after it. In fact, one of the things I said during it, I said, you know what? You can watch this video and go right out and do it. That's the beauty of it. Well, in most cases. If you've been listening to some of my other stuff, getting body game and everything else. But there's still some little nuances that you'll have to get into, but I'll talk about that in the video itself. But check it out. Check it out. Jump on it, study it, take some notes, everything. Shoot, you want to take notes on everything, all right. But you want to make it work. And one thing, let me just say something about that too. I've had a lot of people come back to me, a lot of men come back to me, some women too, and said they've actually done what I've said do. In fact, I regularly get stuff on maybe a message on Facebook or maybe a message on IG about somebody seeing something. Like if I'm talking about body game or something, they'll find somebody else talking about it. Or they'll say, hey, Rom, you were talking about this, or you talked about this. Somebody even that movie Center, somebody say, hey, Uncle Rom, you were talking about some stuff like that before. But what do I always say? You can go out and see the beauty of what I'm talking about in meeting women within a social circle is you can find out right away. You can determine right away if it works. You can see for yourself, all right? So anyway, check out the trailer I have for it, and check out, there's a link for the video in the description box. All right? So, y'all know. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings. Check out Meeting Women Within a Social Circle. That's my latest on-demand video. And I'm going to tell you what. It's going to be powerful because let's just be real. One of the biggest things out here now is that men want to meet women. That's why people are talking about online dating and all of that. What's that for? To meet someone. I'm going to tell you how to meet women easily, more easily, and you don't have to use online. And I'll talk about why online can be a problem later on in the video. But you want to check this out. I can tell you what you need to do, what you're looking for, and everything. Because let's just be real, most couples meet within certain social circles. So I'll be talking about that, how to find your own social circle or social circles, multiple things, and what women will generally look for in everything. But I want you to check it out. I want you to check it out. And then it's easily applied. It's easily applied. As soon as you get the information, you can apply it probably that day, probably that minute. Maybe depending on what you're watching it on, maybe as soon as while you're watching it, you can apply it. But it's easy. It's easy. It's not difficult. It's not hard. And yes, you're going to have to do some stuff, and I'll talk about that. But the thing is, you really want to pay attention to this and everything. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. I'm telling you something that is working right to this minute. All right? So, without further ado, once you get into it, check it out. All right? Peace, y'all.